half a dozen states are making moves to deny their own funding to sanctuary cities. Texas being one of them. It just passed a bill that would require police to hold anyone in custody until ICE can verify their immigration status.
So is this the future of fighting illegal immigration? The Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, joins us now. Lieutenant Governor, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Tell us what you're doing. Oftentimes think of denying of federal funding, not state funding. What is Texas doing as it pertains to sanctuary cities?
Well, our sanctuary city bill that we did pass this week will deny funding to our cities that refuse to follow the Constitution and follow the law. We have one particular sheriff, Sheriff Hernandez in Travis County, who has doubled down multiple times and saying, I'm just going to ignore what the state of Texas says and what the president and the federal government says and what the Constitution says. So we had to take action. Not only will we deny funds, but we have in our bill the opportunity for civil penalties and criminal penalties. After all, just because you may be in law enforcement, if you break the law and refuse to protect our country and put your city at risk, you should be subject to those repercussions, and whether it's civil or criminal. You know, it's unbelievable, by the way, guys, that as we were passing that bill on the floor, the city of Dallas, the county commissioner's court up there posted a resolution to defy our legislation, saying that they want to make Dallas a safe and welcoming community. Well, you cannot make a city safe when you will not follow federal law to put criminals behind bars and turn them over to ICE.
Sure. Are you seeing a movement here? Because we've seen similar legislation being introduced in Ohio, Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, Idaho. The list goes on. You say that this would make your cities safer. How so? Do you see a movement unfolding here?
Sure. I do see a movement. We now have a Republican president and Congress. We have over 30 Republican governors, 32 or 3 Republican lieutenant governors like myself, over 30 state legislatures run by Republicans. We believe in the Constitution in our party. We believe in upholding the law. And the reason we're doing this, let's look at some stats. From 2008 to 2012, just those 4 years in just our state, the state of Texas, we arrested 147,000 people we identified as being hardened criminals who were here illegally. We charged them with an alleged 447,000 crimes, guys. Almost 500,000 crimes in 4 years committed by people who were here illegally. We have to protect every American, every Texan, African-American, Mexican-American, Anglo-American, Asian-American. We have a responsibility to follow the law. And the left, whether they're in elective office or the Ninth Circuit or a district judge or a federal judge out in Washington, they are actually no better than the actors who play them in the movies, because a lot of our actors are on the left.
Sure, of course.
We now are facing activists, elected officials, activist judges who are ignoring the Constitution and making our country less safe and not helping actually create a situation where we can have legal immigration, where people can come here in dignity and not live in the shadows.
Sure.
And that's what we want as Republicans: legal immigration and not illegal immigration. And these kinds of actions by these cities are only helping more people come to this country illegally. They're not helping the situation
that's
at
right.
all, and
Texas,
they're making everyone less safe.
Texas is on the front lines, obviously, of the Mexican border. But even a city like Chicago, which suffers from such dramatic violence, it comes from drug cartels coming through our porous border that go into these cities. Why do left-wing mayors deny the sort of common-sense policies in front of them that would make their cities safer and stay so wedded to policies that have failed their cities?
It's an ideology. It's the leftist movement in this country that has taken over the Democrat Party, by the way. I mean, these are people who are afraid. They can't run for election anymore unless they espouse these ideologies. They totally ignore the Constitution and the rule of law. And that's why, by the way, Republicans now control more than 30 states in this country and both houses of Congress and the White House. The American people have said enough is enough. And I heard a sheriff one time, we have 254 sheriffs in Texas, and all but this one in Travis County understands the rule of law. But I heard a sheriff in North Carolina say, no matter where you are a sheriff in this country, you have to deal with illegal immigrant crime. We're talking about hardened criminals. In those crime statistics I gave you of thousands, of 447,000 crimes over 4 years, there were thousands of murders and thousands of rapes in that list of crimes. We have to have the rule of law or we have total anarchy. This is the open border crowd. And as Lieutenant Governor of Texas, we led on this legislation very quickly. We put it on the express track. We passed it out. It's now going over to the House. I hope we'll put it on the fast track, and Governor Abbott will sign it, and we'll put it into law.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, we appreciate appreciate you waking up early with us on this Saturday morning. Thanks for sharing.
Always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
sir.
Thanks, sir.